Multi-unit management. This is a multi-unit manager will either make or break a chain. Chetan Sharma said earlier today, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. That multi-unit manager must focus on all the weak links to make sure they're up to scratch. He must equitably allot time overall. That is not to say equal time. That is to say, he must provide enough time to weak links, while the strong performing restaurants can go on autopilot. We'll move along. To some degree, timing is extremely important. I'll tell you a nice story about Tgi Fridays. We all know this chain, but do we know how much timing was on its side when it was launched? Alan Stillman, he was a perfume salesman. He lived in the East Upper Manhattan. And in that neighborhood, there were lots of air stewardesses. And obviously, single guy, he wanted to meet them. He thought, if he opened a bar, he might attract these ladies. So he took $5,000 of his money, of his lifetime savings at the time, and took another $5,000 from his mother and opened the first Thank God It's Friday in New York. The rules and regulations, our industry has grown rapidly and more brands are entering the Indian marketplace. I think our authorities in India have to keep pace. They have to be ready, must have modern regulation, and they must have educated expert regulators in play. The landlord mentality, much already has been said, but it's high time landlords realize that paid for footfall comes only through restaurant spaces. There is no, in a restaurant there is not much window shopping that can happen. People pay. Landlords must revert to revenue share everywhere. And then finally the employee mindset and building a career. Frequently I see talented individuals leaving strong growth prospect job in India for jobs which are either a mismatch of skill set or with downright poor growth prospects, but better money. I rarely see a candidate, when I interview, I rarely see a candidate who's been stable in a place trying to build a career. I think workforce in India has gone from famine to feast in the last couple of decades. That has probably created this rather unhealthy scenario. The attrition numbers being discussed were horrifying. I hope the institutes in India prepare their students' minds and instill this sense of, career building aspect